Hello, 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 everybody. It's Annika LaQuette here, the host and creator of Navigator Now podcast. Y'all, I got Bernard on my show. Y'all, this dude has been like in my life. I'm trying to see since I was a kid. Okay, back in elementary school, I knew this dude for a long, 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 long time. Okay, so we're talking to Bernard today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, like you said, I'm Bernard. I'm from Florence, South Carolina. Uh, I play ball. I'm pretty decent at football. Yeah, that's really it, man.
You ain't just decent, you good. Okay. So I don't know, he try to be modest, y'all, but he's really good at what he does. Okay, so what inspired you to pursue a career in football? And when did you realize that you was like good, like really, really good for the professional level?
So when I moved from down there, when I moved to Columbia, I don't know, I hit a little growth spurt as I was going towards middle school, and I noticed that I could catch, I can run. I was actually pretty good, so I tried out for the football team when I got to Columbia. And as a seventh grader, I seen a lot of playing time, which was unheard of at the school that I went to at the time. And so I just had kind of fell in love with the feeling of playing football. That was just something that made me feel different than everybody else. And then when I was in the 8th grade, the best player on our team had gotten hurt. And so the coach, he put a lot of faith in me and a few other guys to step in and, play the role. And I don't know, I don't know what it was, man. I started doing stuff I ain't never did before.
Right.
After that game, I came home because it surprised everybody. Like when my mom came to pick me up, she was like, "Man, where'd you learn that?" And after that game, I kind of realized, like, okay, I'm better than the average person. So
hmm
that kind of, at an early age, I kind of realized that I'm pretty decent at football.
Okay. Oh, now look at you. That's good. So, okay. Can you describe the moment? Because a lot of people have different moments they recorded. But can you describe the moment you were asked to play in the NFL, XF? Let me make sure I'm saying this right. XFL and the LFA.
Okay, um, so that's tough. So my journey was a little different than everybody else's journey. I didn't go to like one of those big schools like a South Carolina.
Right.
I went to a small school at first called Greensboro College, and I was only there for a semester because my mom got sick. And when
Mm,
she got sick, the money wasn't coming in, so I couldn't stay on campus.
mm,
So I came home to help out, and ended up enrolling at a junior college called Palmetto Prep. I spent 2 years there, and I still was pretty good. So when I enrolled into my next 4-year school, I went to Limestone, and at the time, the transfer rules were different, so I had to sit out a season.
Oh,
So,
wow.
okay, I'm sitting out a season, and it was a tremendous athlete there at the time named Josh Simmons, and we played opposite positions, so we matched up a lot. And he was being scouted by all 32 NFL teams,
Okay.
and so they would come and watch him practice, everything he do. And one practice, me and him were going at it, and I just got the best of him that day. And one scout was like, "Man, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Never seen you on the film." I was like, "Man, I just got here. Technically I'm a sophomore. I can't play until next season." It was like, "Oh, okay, we'll keep an eye out for you." And then going into the next year, I played pretty decent. And then I missed my which would have been my junior season because of the academic I was on academic probation because I was one credit short.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. So
Yes.
now technically I've been out. I haven't played in a game until since maybe two and a half seasons, maybe.
Okay.
Because when COVID hit, they played like a short spring season, but I transferred out.
Mm,
So I didn't play at all. So I'm at home, I'm working, and a scout hits me up. It was like, your name came across the board, looking to see if you're still playing. Because at that time, a lot of people had retired because of COVID.
yeah.
I told him, yeah, I'm looking for a school to enroll in. He was like, well, we're going to do a pre-draft interview just in case to keep you, out there. So
Yeah.
I do the interview, and then next thing you know, a lot of schools start hitting me up. So I'm like, okay, cool. I still haven't really found a school that I like. And at the time, Coach Prime had just went to the HBCU.
Yep. I remember.
So one of my homeboys, he called me because nobody wanted me to transfer, but I felt like that was the best thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at home. One of my homeboys called me like, man, my old high school coach, he played in the NFL for 13 years. He just got on at HBCU. I know you don't want to go there. You probably was thinking bigger, but I think it'll be a good situation for you. I'm like, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. If he'll take me, I'll come. So the day go by. Now it's like 11:30 at night. I'm watching TV, and he calls me. It was like, hey, coach said, can you be here when we practice in the morning?
Mm.
And school is right outside of Charlotte, and I'm in Columbus, so that's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So he was like, I was like, yeah, what time y'all practice in the morning so I know when to get up? Yeah, we practice at 8 a.m. Oh, okay. So I think to myself, like, man, I don't want to miss this opportunity.
Right.
Because he tells me everybody who's on the coaching staff, and they all have been in the NFL, won Super Bowls, and they know people.
That's
So
good.
I'm like, man. So I jump out of bed, and I throw like 3 weeks worth of clothes in a bin, put it in the back of my back seat, and I drive.
Mm-hmm.
So now I get there at like 3 a.m, and I go sleep on this couch.
Okay.
So I get to the HBCU, I enroll, they accept me, and I play pretty good my first game because I had missed the first 2 games because they was waiting on my transcript. So my first game is like my first game in, like I say, 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still wondering, like, I'm talking to my sister. I'm talking to my friends, like, man, I hope I still got it. I know I've been training, but a game is different. I get in the game, and it was like I never left the game.
That's good.
And it was beautiful because my first game back was in South Carolina.
Okay.
So my mom got to be there. My family, everybody drove from Florence. They got to be there. It was beautiful. And so from then on, I started getting like real interest. Like, people want me to play in these all-star games. They're happening at the end of the season. I'm like, man, this. I'm sitting in my dorm room like, man, this is crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it still didn't really hit me yet. So we play the last game. Season is over. I'm thinking about what I'm finna do. They always tell you have a plan B. And I'm seriously thinking about what can I do with life at the time. And not even before December, 2 All-Star games that hit me up because I played Division II football.
Okay.
They were for Division I ball players, and I was invited.
Come on now.
So I'm like, okay. So I went back home. I trained. I played in one in December.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played in one in January. I played in one in January. So after that, I'm talking to the scouts. They have scouts at both of these games. I'm talking to the scouts. An agent reaches out to me one night. Like, hey, man, I want to represent you. Your name has came up a lot. I'm like, man, I'm thinking it's a prank.
Right.
Man, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah. And so things get to rolling, and then after the draft, I get a call, and they're like, can I be at the Panthers facility? Because I had a pretty good pro day. My times were good. It was what I expected it to be.
Right.
And so they're like, can I be at the Panther facility the next morning at 9:30? So I'm like, I didn't even tell my mama because I'm thinking like, man, this is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Walking into the Panthers facility, and they have badges with my name on it. People waiting on me, telling me where to park. And having a locker with your name on it in an NFL room, in which for rookie minicamp, I was the only Division II player that they brought in.
Wow.
So it was, I ain't gonna lie, I shedded a tear too walking in there because, coming from Florence, that's
Yeah,
Like, you
that's
see some
big.
people do it, but to actually be in that in those shoes,
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy. Even though it was short lived, and then getting to the XFL, they were doing a draft,
Mm-hmm.
and when I start seeing them drafting the big time, big name players, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the business of it. I understand. So I was just in the gym working out. I stopped watching it.
Okay.
Me in the gym working out, and this random number called me, and I declined the call. I thought it was like a spam call. So then the number texted me, like, hey, this is I can't remember her last name, but her first name was Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
She was the general manager. She said, hey, I'm with the DC Defenders and with the XFL. You know, I've been watching your social media. Have you seen the draft? I was like, no, I haven't. You know, what's wrong? Like, you know, we drafted you and you haven't posted anything about it.
Oh
And
my
I'm
God.
looking at the guy that I'm working out with, like, yeah, bro, I got to catch a flight at the end of the week. I got to go to Texas. He's like, huh? I'm like, I just got drafted. So I go out there and I'm with some people that I've watched on TV for years.
Wow.
Like, and it was just mind blowing. This is my first time in Texas. Like, it was just mind blowing. And then with the LFA that's overseas, that's in Mexico, that was my first time out the country.
Right.
And randomly, I'm in Florence getting my hair done. And cause I was getting ready to go play for a team in Iowa, which I really didn't want to go. It's no disrespect to that organization, but I just wanted to play ball at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really dreading going. And like I said, another random number texts me. You know, how would I feel about playing football in Mexico? And I'm like, I've never been out the country, but can I get more information on it? So he sent me a few YouTube videos, and then he was like, yeah, one of your former teammates talks about you all the time. He told me the guy's name. I was like, yeah, you know, we played together in college. We played at the HBCU. And man, I get over there, and it's like, I don't know, it's like you're a celebrity over there.
Wow.
Like, they love football. They embrace me. I'm supposed to go back at the end of March. And you know, a lot of the younger kids, they find you on social media and they message you. They look forward to you coming back. So yeah, I'm just excited about it. But to sum it up, all three of those leagues, it was all a blessing. I made sure I lived in those moments when I got each call, I stepped in each room. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's good. And see, like literally everything you just described is literally never gave denied. Like delayed but not denied. Delayed but not denied, excuse me. And what? Like, come on. In all these situations, like it was kind of like setbacks, and then it's like, okay, I'm moving forward. I'm a little scared, but I'm gonna keep going. And literally everything that you just explained never gave denied. So I love that. I'm so happy for you. So, what was the biggest challenge you faced when transitioning from college to all these leagues that you were part of?
Um, my biggest challenge was a lot of those guys, they come from the bigger schools, so they had the resources for training. They had the resources for nutritionists and things like that. Uh, that was my biggest problem. You know, and that's still something I work on as far as my nutrition, which, man, you see me post all the time. I love
Yeah,
chicken wings.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So chicken wings or banana pudding, I can eat that every day.
Okay.
But that was the biggest challenge for me, because some of those guys there, they have it tailored down to a science. Like, they have to eat X amount at 3:00
Dang.
so they can practice at 5:00, and then they have to eat X amount before they go to bed, because they plan to lift heavy early in the morning. And they had years of that kind of preparation, so it really was the beforehand preparation. As far as the mental aspect, I was ready,
Okay.
because I knew that was something that I wanted to do. So
Okay. And see, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how did you mentally and physically prepare, for these football sessions? Because, yeah, it's a lot from what you just said. I didn't know that.
oh yeah, as far as mentally, and I mean, you went to school with me. I was
Yeah,
hard headed. If I
you was.
believed, yeah, if I believed that I could do it,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't nobody tell me I
Uh-uh.
couldn't do it.
No.
So, that stayed with me my whole life. I remember, and the teachers laugh about it now. When I got to high school, they talked about a plan B.
Mhm.
And I told them I don't need it. I'm
Right.
gonna play football for a living. And it was, funny then because my high school before I got there the year before they had just went 0-10.
Mhm.
So it was like, man, I don't know, I don't know if you would, if that's gonna be your career. We hope the best for you, but you should think about something other than that. And they tell you like they tell all kids it's a 0.01%. And my response was, oh, I got a chance.
Uh-huh.
I just need to know I had a chance. So mentally, you could never break me,
Right.
especially coming from, like I tell people all the time, I come from Florence. So,
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to get more rougher than that.
Okay.
So, I'm prepared for anything. And
Mhm.
then I treat it like a war zone, because football is a very violent sport. I treat it like a war zone. You got to have that attitude. You got to be able to come out there and be ready for anything to happen. And as far as chasing my dreams, I'm prepared for anything to happen, and I'm prepared to do anything to uh, keep chasing my dream to make everything come true.
Yeah. You are right. You sound just like me. I mean, I've known you when you was a kid, but like now that you're a grown man, now it's like, oh snap, we got stuff that's like in common, similar. Like a lot of setbacks and then coming back even harder. Like you can't tell me nothing. Like that determination, you have to have it. So I completely understand where you're coming from. So my next question is, how did you balance like the intense commitment to football with your personal and personal life with your family and everything?
Um, it's hard, but it's about what you want to do.
Mm.
And I'm a realist. First, I didn't believe in the fast money that a lot of people believe in. I was all right with going to school.
Right.
I was all right with being an athlete. I didn't believe in the fast money, going to get a job just to, look rich.
Mm.
I'd rather go chase my dreams because one day you're going to have to work and you ain't going to want to.
Okay.
So I was all right with going to chase my dreams, and I was all right with missing out on things.
Mhm.
My family, because I was the first person in my family, not going to say I was the first person that was athletic, but I was the first person that was athletically gifted.
Right.
Nobody is over 5'10" but me. Uh, I have the biggest hands in my family. I have the biggest feet. I'm the tallest. I'm the fastest. I'm the strongest. I was always, gifted.
Mhm.
And so, it took them a while to understand, what I was chasing and that I had a real chance. And once they understood, they kind of know my sacrifices. But, when I'm in South Carolina, I try to go by and see my grandma. When I'm gone, I call my mama every day. We talk. If we don't talk on the phone, we text. My brother and my sister, they hear from me. My cousins, they hear from me. So I try to balance it equally, but people know when I'm in that mode, I'm in that mode.
Right.
With women, that probably was the hardest challenge for me through college because if you don't play a sport, you don't know how hard and demanding it is to play a college sport, not just football or one of the major sports, basketball, baseball, but I feel like it's probably challenging for women that play volleyball because a college sport is demanding. That's a full-time job.
I
You're waking
believe
up
it.
at 5 a.m. to work out. Then you have to have the 8 a.m. classes because you have to be done with classes before 12 because you have meetings.
Mhm.
Then you have pre-practice, and then you have practice. Then you have after practice meetings. Then you have study hall.
Hey.
So, with women, that was kind of hard for me. I didn't really find a real balance until maybe my junior going into my senior year of college because it's kind of hard for somebody to see the dedication and you really don't know where it's going at the time. Not saying that you should be with somebody for potential or what you can foresee, but
Right.
it's kind of hard. It's like if I'm telling you I'm gonna be a millionaire, and you like, well, I don't know,
I
man.
don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of like it was like walking blind faith.
Mhm.
So with women, that was kind of hard for me until I realized, try to get them involved in what I'm doing.
Right.
If I'm working out, I mean, you can call these plays for me. I got the quarterback. I just want you to call the play. Make them feel
Mhm.
important. Try to find a good balance as far as for them to be involved in what I'm doing, involved in my life. So I'm not
Right.
Xing them out, or that's just another way for us to spend time together.
Mhm. You're right. And look at you coming up with like ideas on how y'all can spend time together. I like that. That's really good. Cause see, a lot of people make excuses, say, "Oh yeah, this all I'm doing. I can't focus on you right now." But you made time, and that's really good. Come on now. So I see that you have your own business, okay? And I'm trying to make sure I'm saying this right. It's called 15, right?
So that's not my business. That's a
Okay.
clothing line that reached out to me. They wanted, have my face on it. And I make a little profit off of
Okay.
what they do. But I do have my own business. We train people. Me and a close partner of mine, we call it Gladiator School Training,
I like that.
where
Okay.
we train kids from all ages all the way up to pros. From football to weight training
Mhm.
to being mentally ready for what you could see. And we do a little mentorship. I started mentoring at my high school.
Yeah.
So that was a part of so I call it something different because it was my idea, but it's still under Gladiator School Training. I call it the kid that did
I like
because
that.
I'm the kid that did.
You did.
So
Okay.
that's what I call it, and I want them to know like you could be the kid that did as well. It's not just me. I'm just showing you that. Yeah, I started in the same high school, and when I was here, it was terrible. So
Mhm.
you
You're
know,
right.
you could be next.
Yep. You could be next. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you are one decision away from like either doing something bad or doing something good. So achieve your dreams and don't let nobody tell you nothing different. So I completely understand that. You are definitely right. So, like, what advice would you give undergraduate football players that, if who want to achieve their dreams but a little bit scared to do it?
Can't be scared. Can't be scared and want to chase a dream.
Mm,
Because sometimes you have to sell out for something that only you can see,
okay.
and you're supposed to be the only one that sees it because God gave you that dream. He
Right.
didn't give it to you and your circle or your family.
Mm,
You're supposed to make someone a believer. You're supposed to show them that you're dedicated. Um, and then when I talk to people, I always, ask them this question because it was asked to me. um, I was asked when I got to the XFL, how do you spell love? And,
okay.
I answered like anybody else would, LOVE.
Hmm.
And it was like, you're right, but you're wrong at the same time. You spell love TIME. You spend time with the things that you love.
Mm, I like that.
And
Okay.
yeah, that changed everything for me. Like, so if you in college and you have the free time, you don't got free time, go spend time with whatever you love. If you love football, that's what you want to do. Go out there and do 100 reps of something, whatever your
Mhm.
position may be. Um, yeah, that's really it. Like, if you love it, you have to be about it. You can't play both sides of the fence. You can't be like, oh well, I don't have the resources that such and such have. Nah, go figure out how you can get around that. If you don't have the resources, go figure out how you can do it yourself. Um, it's always another way. So
Mhm.
just don't be scared. Believe in yourself, because you never know. With social media, you just never know who TL you might pop up on, or who you may know.
Yep.
Like, you may know somebody who, man, they uncle a general manager, and yeah, man, I seen you follow this guy. Do you know this guy? Yeah, I go to school with him. You
Mhm.
just never know how. You just never know. You just never know.
You never know. I tell people that too. Yeah, you never know. Like, especially like connections. I always try to make sure people like network with each other, connect, and be nice to people. Like, there's people out here who's watching you, you don't know it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I completely understand, and I would definitely give that advice too. So, yeah, I also saw that you have custom gloves, and I saw it sold out. But you gonna have any more coming out, or you work out a deal or something?
Yeah. So I only did 25 pairs because the people tell me I'm more important than I think I am all the time, and I was like, when he
Mm-hmm.
talked to me, I was like, man, I don't think nobody gonna buy nothing. It's me. Man, they sold out in 15 minutes. Like, I
Ooh.
only was able to get one pair.
Mm.
But I think he's gonna do more because they sold out so fast. Hopefully that'll be something that it's a partnership I have with him, but hopefully that'll be more in the future as far as different colorways, different things that are attached to me. So that's what I'm praying for.
Okay. And do you have like any upcoming projects that you want to share or any collaborations?
Nah, I don't got nothing upcoming. Well, yeah, it's not towards football though. I'm in the process of writing a children's book.
Okay.
And once I finish it, I'm gonna do a book tour in the district up here where I went to school at, and I want to give all the elementary school kids, a copy of the book for Christmas. So that's what I'm working on, praying and I get it worked out by December. So
Yes, please do, because I want to see that book. I want to get the name, everything, so I can start promoting. Because I'm a share on social media. So yes, I'm excited. Okay. And lastly, give yourself a shout out where people can follow you. Everything.
on Instagram and I think it's called X now, but on Instagram and I know it's Twitter, but
Right.
it's
Well,
Dola's World 23, DOLAS World 23. If I could ever help anybody, even if it's just a question, please don't hesitate to reach out.
and yeah, and see, that's it. I told you it's gonna be easy. It's like a conversation. So I want to thank you so much for coming on Navigator Now podcast. I'm so proud of you. You are doing big things. And you say you're going to Mexico in March, right?
The end of March.
In a March. Okay. So I'm praying for you and I hope you have a safe trip and have fun. Continue to enjoy the moment. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave denied. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you just listened to Never Gave Denied podcast. Bye.